Hello everyone, today we're going to be talking about Flash Season 1. And Flash is on Netflix, so you can watch it anytime. Inside the first thing they have to know about Flash is what happened inside the beginning of the story. Basically, on start, one night, I think around when the Flash, aka, he wasn't Flash yet, and his name was technically Barry, so I'm going to call him Barry. So when Barry was around 11, he was sleeping obviously by his own, and his mom and dad were drinking root beer. Now, whenever like Flash or some other guy who can run fast comes into a house, water always floats, like it always evaporates for some reason. So when they were coming down, her mom was drinking a drink, and then the drink somehow started floating up because people started coming people started coming. So basically, technically, the confusing part is technically the Flash and another person like the Flash, like also a speedster that was technically evil, came into the room and basically killed his mother. After that, his dad went to jail because inside the footage of when her was killed, like obviously there was security cam. So inside the footage, it was shown. It looked, obviously this didn't happen, but it looked like Henry, also known as Barry's dad, killed the mom because he was holding up a knife to try and like cut the bad guy's hand out somehow. But since they were super fast, how would he do that? Also, after that, and the house somehow like disappeared. And then just the next day, he found his dad there and his mother there, but his mother dead and his father inside prison. And then since he needed to find a house to live in and a parent to live in, he went to a house nearby, which was also his friend's house. And since I need to tell you guys about that, basically that house was actually an only father house, and when actually the mother left, and they told the daughter that her died. Now, to continue with the story, I have to tell you the names of them to make this more simple. So, the daughter was Iris, and the dad name was also known as Joe. And the Joe was a detective and was also a cop at the same time, which you can be. And then after that, he started living with them literally for the rest of his life. He didn't stop and then this is all, by the way, the first episode, just saying. And then a weird thing happened when he was, I think, around like 30-something or something, when he was like his adult age. I'm not sure how old was he, but when he was adult age, this is gonna be kind of confusing, but when he was like, he became a scientist and basically and a cop. And so when he was working inside a science lab, so like a lab that was super good at engineering, is like doctors and scientists. They so something inside there exploded, which hit him and that gave him the powers of speed, which then the people out there were actually helping him, and their names I have to also tell you. So Cisco, I'll call, and the next one Caitlin, and then evil Dr. Walls. Technically Eber's on, I'll tell you later, wait. After that happens, basically he helped and he was able to like gain focus on how to use speed and stuff. And inside the first episode, basically actually what happened is when that hit, it also affected other people that also created more metahumans. And that's what they call them, metahumans, because of their amazing powers. And it's like the first season, they faced all types of metahumans. And I'll also tell you how they defeated him. So, there's a human could control, this might surprise you, but it could control weather. Like, if you just want a lightning bolt to happen there, shoot. So when they were facing him off, he, I think, created a tornado. So it was spinning and it was going to become a tornado. It wasn't a tornado yet, but it was about to become one. So the only way to do that, and by the way, if you know how to cut off it is to cut off his legs. So what Flash had to do, he had to run, I think around like 400 miles per hour or something, and he had to run so fast that he wouldn't get sucked into the tornado, but he would cut off his legs. And how fast is that, I'm not sure, but after that happened, he was, I think, about to create like more like tornadoes so that it would take more energy and stuff. And he was, at one point, he would not be able to do it. But just before then, like I told you, Joe was also a cop. So right before that happened, he literally was standing right there, shot a bullet in his face. And by the way, the thing that exploded it's called the accelerator, the parlor accelerator, which is trapped for metahumans. And they put the person inside there, the weather confusing person inside there, and he couldn't get out of it. Like whenever he shot it, there was the door, and it was just so strong that it just couldn't survive anything possibly matter. Like, I mean, they haven't solved anything yet. So that basically what happened for a couple of the episodes. There was another episode that was the person who could clone himself. And basically they just beat up the guy who was controlling all of the clones. And then he died, which made all the clones die. And there were a couple more. I don't have to explain all of them to you. And there is a lot more. Like, for example, there was one confusing thing. So someone who's dating the person Iris, remember Iris, Joe's daughter? So someone was dating Iris, who was Eddie, which I think we might have said the 4th episode. I'm not sure what episode her means, but he met a boy named Eddie, which started dating. And by the way, I have to tell you his last name, which will become very confusing. It's Eddie Song. Now, more stuff to note is there's something after there was a metahuman, but that had the same powers as the Flash. It was a little bit faster. Always. It's always a little bit faster. And that was the Reverse Flash. That was his name. And everyone thought he was named Dr. Wells. And Dr. Wells was also the co-worker who could clone himself to kill and had the powers of the Flash, which was super helpful of cloning too, because it all made his master plan come. Now, there's another guy who is not a guy. It is basically a robot who can do anything for you. It is Gideon. And it followed everything that anyone in the world would say. It would just follow it. But if someone says, don't tell me something, it keeps it secret from no matter everything. It is like a robot that is like a human. So basically, Gideon was working with Dr. Wells and trying to make their master plan. And at the end, it was a giant fight. And also, you might know the superhero. It's another superhero named Arrow. And Arrow actually had to help defeat the Reverse Flash. So basically what they had to do, they had to shoot, like they had to just shoot him, keep on shooting and make him captured. And just kill him and then put him through the part of their accelerator. And that is how they defeated the Reverse Flash. But I think that was a different one. So I think the Reverse Flash actually was solved in a different way. So basically, you remember how I said that his mom was killed? Well, actually, so he was the Flash, and he was running and trying to catch the Reverse Flash, and then that was still happening. And then actually, Dr. Wells, aka the Reverse Flash, was super smart. Basically what he did, he cut off Nora-Ellen's mother, knowingly known that he will go to jail because he knew that the footage looked like Henry was killing him, aka Barry's father. At the end, at the start, I actually told you that. So he cut off Nora-Ellen. So Barry Allen, aka the Flash, was very fast. Obviously, you would know that. He was fast enough. It's like he was so fast. He was changing the Earth, and he basically time traveled in the past one day. And then, since he did that, everybody like Cisco, Caitlin, and Dr. Wells all thought of it that why wouldn't he just run fast enough that he could go save his mother? Well, that same thing though actually has one bad problem to it. Everyone at the group he might not meet. He might not become the Flash. He just doesn't get it for only one person. So he did it so that he and by the way, more stuff. And spoiler alert, when he runs through, it's actually called the Speed Force. And the Speed Force is when someone can travel in time. So the Flash is always like, he has only traveled past in one day, but he was able to run. He was just running and running and running and running and running, knowingly known and actually considering the thought that he could save his mother. And when he got to the place, he didn't want to ruin he didn't want to ruin everybody else's life. And more importantly, he didn't want to not become the Flash. And he might have not become everyone's thing. And like, he didn't want to just save her mother for so much stuff. So he didn't do it. And when he was running back, so this is gonna be very weird, but Eeyore Thawne is another person who was the Reverse Flash. So he turned into Dr. Wells. And then he just moved into his face, which made him look very alike. And then when he was doing that, he started thinking, everybody thought that he was doing that. And by the way, I don't think you remember this, but remember when I said that Eddie Thawne and Eeyore Thawne both have the last name? Technically, that means they're both related. So Eddie Thawne is Eeyore Thawne, like a million, like $3,000 or something, grandfather. That he is. Eeyore Thawne is 129 years in the past. I mean in the future. So Eddie knew all this after a long time because he was captured by him. And when that happened, he started to realize, wait, we're related. Because the guy, when he got captured, he obviously was saved, but when he got captured, he kept on saying stuff like, we're related, and my name's Eeyore Thawne and stuff. So he realized, wait, we're related? So what he tries to do is he basically, he was holding up the gun, and he shot himself, really, to make sure, by the way, at this moment, the Reverse Flash was standing right here, and the Flash was standing right here. He was about to kill him. He was about to shoot his face off out of there. But what happened was Eddie had to sacrifice himself to make sure that two reasons. One, Flash wouldn't die. And two, he would stop the Reverse Flash. He would kill the Reverse Flash. Now, plot twist. I'm just going to tell you, spoiler alert. It's a season 2 he comes back, but this is season 1, so I'm not going to tell you all about that. Inside that, he had to kill himself. And by the way, this was right after he did the time travel thing. So after that, he was dead for now. And then after that happened, you see, the time traveling thing had some side effects. Like, for example, it accidentally made a backwards tornado that was involving the entire city and about to erupt the entire place. So Flash had to run, and by the way, he couldn't cut off his leg this time because his legs were in the air, so he had to basically run up and cut his leg, which was very complicated. So after that happened, that was basically all that happened inside the first season. Did anything else happen? No, I don't think anything else happened. So I think that's the end of Later. I'm not really sure if I missed anything. Please tell me in the comments if I missed anything. And by the way, so since the video is done, please like, share, and subscribe. Bye!